Well, hi everybody. Today I am with Jessica Medina, and she is a licensed marriage and family therapist, as well as being specializing in geek therapy and neurodivergency. So, welcome, Jessica.
I am so glad to be here and share the awesomeness of what I do.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're here too. I'm so interested in what you. So, tell me, what's one thing you would love for the world to know?
What I would love the world to know is that self care doesn't have to be this all in, super elaborate, super expensive, planned out
Mm,
shenanigan. It can be super simple, it could be super easy, and super fun. Therapy doesn't have to be boring, and your
okay.
self care doesn't have to be boring either.
Yes. I can see how people fall into that trap that it has to be expensive and boring. Because then if you think it, you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Okay.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's the misconception. A lot of people are like, it has to be this like long thought out thing. I have to journal, I have to run, I have to drink the water. It doesn't have to be as
Yeah.
complicated as sometimes.
Like not another chore or something that maybe you don't even want to do.
Exactly,
Like, I don't
exactly.
want to journal. Yeah, interesting. So, Jessica, how did you discover this?
I discovered this through my own self care, honestly. I mean, I work with teens, I work with adults, all during COVID and after, and I was struggling with my own self care. So I thought it had to be this super elaborate thing. And I realized, no, I could just lean into the comfy cozies. I can lean into the nostalgia. So I started leaning into exactly what I was doing with my clients, which was video games and or leaning into like 90s pop culture as I'm surrounded by. But
Yeah.
I learned, just doing something that gives me those warm fuzzies is enough. It doesn't have to be super complicated.
So good. And I think the more, even like I've heard in discourse, just like people are talking about, just like that you like something and it gives you that oxytocin and just like how rewarding that is. And it's, yeah, again, it doesn't have to be a chore. So, what's the first step that someone would take?
I would say I usually recommend lean into nostalgia.
Okay.
Lean into
Yeah. Tell me
nostalgia.
about that.
So one of my favorite things, I have a little one myself, so we've really dove into rediscovering childhood and 90s cartoons. I'm a millennial, 90s baby. But my favorite thing is bubbles. Honestly, bubbles, coloring, getting messy with it. But let's be real. When was the last time that we've been unapologetically happy or silly or messy? So sometimes even just starting there of like some shaving cream and food coloring or blowing
Yeah.
some bubbles or
Yeah.
just sit outside for a minute and notice.
Hmm.
It can be as simple as dance to your favorite song, go outside, look at the clouds, see what shapes that you see. Just something a little bit different than the normal, or
Hmm.
something maybe normal that we've done every day, but haven't really noticed.
Yeah, I love what you're talking about, just that like that nostalgia. I think it's why people love like food from their childhood,
Yeah.
or you can't really explain to someone. I just had dinner with some family recently, and one of the women was eating a dessert that we were all like, "Ew." She's like, "But I grew up with it." She's like, "I love it. It just gives me the warm fuzzies, like you're saying."
The simple
How
things.
interesting.
The simple things.
Yeah.
And it can be as simple as eating food from our childhood, or like I was watching Blue's Clues the other day with my kiddo, and my dad walked in and he was like, "Oh my goodness, I remember Blue. I haven't seen her in forever." And it's just that tiny little moment of, "Oh, I missed that," and tapping into that. Oh, beautiful work. Beautiful.
Yeah, nice, nice. Nostalgia. Okay, super. So, what's an obstacle that people face?
A lot of times people think that self care, you have to buy all the things. I mean, I fell into that. I
Yeah.
am the queen of Amazon and ordering Amazon every day. And I try to use my kiddo as an excuse. But I think that's the fallacy that we need to do bubble baths. Like it has to be this, it has to be that. If it doesn't bring you happiness, is it really self care? Right? So it's what brings you dopamine. I mean, of course, making healthy, smart choices, right?
Yeah.
Like some things that might make us feel better might not be self care, right?
Right.
So, like, say Amazon, if I don't have the finances for that, but it does bring me dopamine, but ultimately brings stressors, I would argue that's not really self care. But
Right.
it could be something as simple as folding a paper airplane and yeeting it and seeing how far it goes. It could be
Yes.
something
Yes.
as
Yes.
simple as playing hopscotch, something as simple
Hmm.
as putting on a song you haven't heard in a long time.
Hmm.
Self care can be a small, tiny activity. It doesn't have to be expensive. And if you do want to get some stuff, you don't have stuff at home, Dollar Tree works really well. The
Yeah.
Target dollar section, like, it doesn't have to be expensive. The cheaper the bubbles, the better, honestly, in my opinion. I will argue that.
The inexpensive bubbles. Yeah, definitely. Could be. Yeah, I don't think that it gets much better. Yeah. It's so interesting what you're saying because it's like it can be as tiny as it can be. But I think in my experience, what's more important is the timing. It's like, don't wait till the end of the day. Do a 30-second dance break right now. Stay in
Exactly.
touch with how step outside and look at the trees right now, even if you do that for a minute
And I
versus
think
so it can be this.
the key is that calm mindset or that present mindset. Because, I mean, you could do yoga, but if you're doing yoga and you're stressed out the entire time, it's just bendy
Yeah,
stress. It's not self care.
right. No, for sure. For sure. And comparing yourself or not feeling good at it or whatever you're doing. Yeah. So the mindset really is even more important than what the action is.
Exactly. And you don't have to be good
Okay.
at self care, you just got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So how do I know if I'm doing it right?
Feel good. Self care should feel good. At first, if it's something that you're not used to, like for me, I'm autistic with OCD and ADHD. My brain does not know how to shut up at all, period. Even medicated, right? It takes a lot to quiet down my brain. And oftentimes, sitting in silence can be uncomfortable. It can definitely be uncomfortable. So, one thing I've done is bullet journaling, which I thought was daunting. I thought journaling was going to be the hardest thing ever, even as a kid. I was never really a diary kid.
Yeah.
My journals were covered in doodles. I'd come home with Sharpie and ink. I mean, it's kind of reflective of my arms now, but
Yeah.
I'd come home with Sharpie and ink all over my arms. I was more of a visual type person. So
Yeah.
one of my clients started getting into bullet journaling, and I was like, you mean I can color for self care? Like I could
Yeah.
do tiny little pictures. So I did like little stickers. I don't take life seriously. One of my favorites is live, laugh, toast to bath, you know? So sometimes
Yeah.
self care could be dark humor, could be stickers. But my favorite is doing like little journals and doing like the highlight of my day. So stopping and reflecting and like, okay, what's one little highlight? Or my other favorite, adulting Tetris, where I do cute little Tetris squares for the different adulting things I did. It doesn't have to be like, how did I feel today? My other one is movies from the 1990s. I still have a lot of movies I need to catch up on, but it could be something as simple as, okay, today I'm going to color in a tiny little popcorn thing and watch one movie from the 90s. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be this super thought out, I'm going to take the day off and take a bubble bath and do a whole face skincare routine and paint my nails and read a book. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It really.
Yes. I think your journal is so
Thank you.
beautiful. I love the Winnie the Pooh and all the yellow. Wow. Yeah, that's so amazing. I love how you're talking about how it might not feel good at first,
Might not.
but that it is accessible. I just love that point. Like it is, you've got probably already what you need, but to lean into what you like to do. Because like you're saying, not everything that feels good is good for us, but sometimes we just don't do stuff thinking that because we like it, it's no good. But that's not true.
Exactly. Some
Yeah.
people think, oh, it's a waste of time because I am sitting and playing video games. But
Right.
we play video games for a reason. We
Yes.
indulge in pop culture for a reason. It gives us dopamine. It makes us happy. It gives us endorphins. It's kind of like Legally Blonde. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't kill their husbands. They just don't, right? And there's a reason we go to things that make us happy. There's reasons we go to things that give us dopamine and endorphins. If we lean into that, that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's so awesome. I love this tip from you, Jessica. And that's our time. And I can't thank you enough. Thank you for sharing a window into your world and this really important point for everyone. And I'm going to make sure to put your contact info in the description. And thanks again.
Thank you for having me.